Hi guys, so I bought this from Amazon and this is going in my garage. This is a storage compartment that you can install on the roof, which will save you a lot of space that you can store. So I'm going to be installing this right in this area, and I just want to show you guys how to install this. So this is all the stuff that came with it, of course not the blower. So I just opened everything up. These are all the hardware. Now in my case, there could be two different type of installation. In my case, it is not a concrete roof, so I have wooden studs on top since I live in Florida. And there are two directions in the booklet. So it shows you if you have a solid concrete ceiling, you're gonna be following this direction. And if you have a wooden ceiling joint, then you're going to be using this direction. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and it came with a template, a wooden template, a cardboard template that I'm going to be using, and this kind of mimic this on there. So I'm going to be using this direction, so I'm going to be installing, it goes like this, and the final product once you install it is going to look something like this. So this is your ceiling, and you have these 6 bars that we're going to install the very first time, and then the rest will go further. So I'm going to be installing this first, and then I'm going to measure 48 inches from there, install this one, and the distance from here to here should be 48 inches. It doesn't show, but it shows right here that from point A all the way to start of point B is 48 inches. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and do some markings and use this template to start the marking from point A, and then I'm going to go 48 inches, start B, C, and then same thing on top. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're going to need a stud finder, so make sure you have one of these. This comes very handy. Okay guys, so my first mount is in, and what I did was I'm doing a flush installation. So a lot of other YouTube videos that you have seen, nobody show the flush installation, meaning right next to the wall at the very end. So one of the stud is going across all the way at the end, and that's how it is on most of the houses here in Florida. Now if you have a stud all the way at the back, you can flush this thing. The only problem that you might face is how I'm going to put the screw in. So what I did was I put the screw, I installed these first, keep them a little bit loose so you have some play, and then insert this from the back side. Now it does have a square lock which will hold this screw in place, so when you're adding the nut on the front to add that other piece to hang the whole thing, it will stay in place. So here's the first installation as I did. Now from end to end, my distance is 10 feet. So I left about a foot from here. So when I'm done, I'm gonna have another foot left from here, and I'll be 8 foot right in the center. So this is the first installation. I'm gonna do the second one here and then the third one. And then I'll show you the next steps. So here's a look from the front that you can see. That's a 10 foot from end to end. And I've installed the first piece and going to install the next 2 pieces. Okay, so I installed all the 6 ceiling hangers. I would call them, I don't know what they call them, but so basically measured this based on the instructions from the manufacturer, and it's basically from start to this start is 48 inches, and then from here, end of the second one to the end of the third one is 48 inches. So again, from here to here is 48 inches, and then from end to the end of the third one is 48 inches. And that's how I did it pretty much. And it's 48 inches from here to there as well. Now one of the best thing I would recommend to, it's hard to do a measurement, so what I did was I took one of these this aluminum rod, and what I did was I marked, so I put it right at one end and measured it 48 inches, and I put a mark there. So every time I was going there, I wasn't using no measuring tape. I was just putting it at the corner based on the mark. I would just mark it, and then just put them on and drill it. Much easier. So now it's just a matter of hanging a rack. Okay, so these are all the hardware that came with it. And what I'm doing is I'm going the maximum length, which is the 40 inches. And for 40 inches, you have to tie the 2 holes. So even if you tie 2 holes, the square one bracket stays on the back. And then we're going to put the screws in, and that will give us the 40 inches of total height, or the hanging, you can say. So put them this way. The straight brackets go with the ones like these. So there are going to be 4 sets of these, because these will go at the corners. And then we have the center ones like this, and this will remain in the center. So these will go together, and same thing with these. The last 2 holes will give us the length of 40. And these are the screws that we're going to use to put them together. And then we'll be ready to hang these. Okay, so the next thing I'm doing is joining these 2 pieces together. So these came in vertical, 1 piece, 2 piece, and then 3 and 4 piece. So basically you just put them vertically together and kind of upside down, so the lip is kind of facing upwards. And this is 1 piece that came with it, and the way this is going to go is at the end point of these 2, when they're joining, kind of put it, align the holes, and you can see where the holes align, and just put the screws. This lip needs to be like this, so kind of like this will be upside down, and this lip will kind of support it from the bottom. And put the screws in, and when you join these 2 together, you put these 4 screws. 2 goes on this side and 2 at the very end. And these will, so make sure you guys put this first before you put this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put some screws, and at the end it's going to look something like this. So you kind of do the same thing on both days. This is already done, and this way these will be ready. We're not going to join these 2 together, because that's the very end when we're installing it. That's when we're going to join it. And here is a picture diagram of how this should be done. You don't join these 4 pieces together yet. You this section, do this section, and once we put it upwards, that's when we're going to install it, the remaining. Okay guys, so this is the final product. I apologize, my camera for some reason did not record when I was putting this together. I thought it was recording, but apparently it did not. But so I apologize for that part, but let me brief exactly what I end up doing. So once I had the top brackets on, and I think I already showed you guys how to join these, and all I had to do was just go on top and just put it right in the center, and the screws. And what I did was I counted from here to number 8, and I just kind of put that as a center, and I did that for all of them. So right in the center, just 1 bolt on each side, and I just let them hanging. And once these were hanging, what I did was this thing, like I showed you guys how to assemble this in 2 pieces. So I brought in that 1 piece first, kind of started from the very end. So let me show you how the end part is. So as you can see, the end has this kind of latch, and both ends have this latch, and in the center it is like this. So it does not have that that latch that we had over there. So in the center is like this. So I did not connect this piece. I only had this whole piece. I brought it in, hook it over there, those 2 locations, and put my screws here, and 1 here, 1 over there, and then 1 on from the other side. The center was these 2 were already joined, because we already joined them with these 2 screws and those 2 screws before. So it was just 1 piece. Now coming on this side, these screws were not in, right? Because this piece I brought in later on. So I did, once this side was done, I put a screw kind of partial. And this was like coming in the half in the middle, right? So I connected the screw right here, and I connected the screw right here. So once this side was done, I brought in this piece and did the exact same thing. Started from the corner, kind of it just kind of hooks in, and have somebody hold it there. I put a screw there, and on this side I brought it in and I used the second part, and I'm missing a screw here, but I need to put that in. This will go in from the back side, and that will go in over there. And then you come at the corner, and on the corner there's a screw right here, and there's a screw on the other side that I put in. And once you do this, that is it, guys. Now the second part you need to do is come over here and put these screws to attach these two together, right? So now you have these 4 sections all together, 2 in one piece, and then joining these 4 together with those bolts. And that was it, guys. It was pretty simple. Again, my apologies for missing the middle part, but it was kind of late by the time I realized it wasn't recording. So if you guys like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you.